next guest wears many hats, but he may be best known for his advocacy for the unsung heroes of America's workforce, which he brought to our attention through his show, Dirty Jobs. Man, I love that show. He's sharing interesting stories from all corners of his life in his very first book, The Way I Heard It. Please welcome, he's a pretty cool guy, Mike Rowe. Welcome, Mike. He's very popular around here.
Yes.
Take your seats, everyone.
Take your
Everybody
seats.
loves you, Mike.
Well, there's
The
no
truth,
accounting
man.
for taste, Debbie.
Well,
Thank you very
come
much.
on now, man. You're amazing. And not only are you amazing, you're even, in our eyes, even more amazing because you've joined our Hallmark family now.
Yes.
One of the judges of American Rescue Dog Show, which is a big deal this year. And from what I understand, your dog Freddie may have had something to do with that.
Well, not unlike my mother, my dog has been upstaging me at every turn now for the last 5 years. There he is shortly after he was adopted from a pound, you know, of course, or a shelter, I think the technical term is. But yeah, you know, it's funny. I posted pictures of him as a pup on Facebook, and I said, look, everybody, I got a dog. I'm in an apartment where I'm not supposed to have a dog, so I'm probably going to have to move, but why don't you guys help me with a name? We've got 84,000 suggestions.
Oh, my, that's amazing.
It's a true story, and I took the top 6 and unfolded one of those, you know, the little things the puppies use to take care of their business.
Yeah, wee-wee pad.
A wee-wee pad.
Yes.
We can say wee-wee, right?
Sure, we have those around here.
I unfolded the wee-wee pad, revealing 6 squares, and in each square, I wrote one of the top 6 names and then set up a time-lapse camera and told Facebook whatever one he wee-wees upon will be his name. He wee-weed on Freddie. A legend was born.
And a legend was born.
He's a big deal. He's a big deal.
Kind of a big deal. He certainly thinks so.
Yeah, almost as well, like we said, almost as big a deal as your mom.
Almost.
Now, but I just want to say congratulations because
Thanks.
when your book hit, the first week, it hit the New York Times bestsellers list.
It did. It was a big deal. Number 4, I guess.
Yeah, that is a really big deal. And I love that you call it a collection of stories for the curious mind with a short attention span. So you are in the right place because we all...
I got it. We're busy day.
Yeah, we are busy and we love these stories. And if it weren't for your very famous mother, perhaps this book may have never happened.
Gee, Deb, really? That's how we're going to spend this?
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, it's true. There she is.
Face
with
the
my
facts,
dad.
Mike.
Yeah, I know. Upstage
Tell us
again.
about Peggy.
Well, that's her on the left. That's my dad, John, on the right. Obviously, they've been in my life for as long as I've been walking around the planet. But my mom has always been a writer, always. And after Dirty Jobs, I got a little bit of notoriety. And, you know, she would write me a story every week about something. And one week, not too long ago, she wrote a story about losing her big blue purse at the local Walmart and the shenanigans that followed when my dad attempted to find it by calling her cell phone, which was in the purse, and diving into trash cans in order to, I mean, it was just a ridiculous story. It was so funny. I read it, and I posted it on Facebook and went away for a couple days to work. And when I came home, 73 million people had watched it. That's why my mom got a book deal. The fact that she became a bestseller, it forced me to try and write something because I can't be upstaged by my own mother.
Well,
And so anyway,
viral.
that's how it went crazy. To this date, it's reached over 128 million people, like a third of the country.
that's incredible.
And
You got
she's
big shoes to fill.
81?
I know. She's 81 now. I think, I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure she's the oldest first-time New York Times bestseller, and she just finished her 2nd book.
Oh, my
So
God.
if you at home know otherwise, you've got to let us know because as far as we know,
Yeah.
that's the case.
That's it.
She tours and she lets people know that it's never too late to follow your dreams.
It's a big deal.
I mean, agents and publicists and managers, they're all calling her. They all want to get Peggy. You know what she is? She's going to be America's grandmother. Somewhere between Betty White and Irma Bombeck is my mother.
She really is. She's phenomenal. And you know what? One more thing about Peggy.
Please.
The fact that when the publisher said to her, well, you need to write a book about your son because that'll sell. What she said made my heart just
Well, I mean,
full of love. And
yeah,
joy.
it made mine full of something else because what happened was after the results of this crazy viral story, they said, look, Mrs. Rowe, if you write 20 more stories like this with Michael in it, because we need a hook, right? We need somebody who's got some notoriety, instant bestseller. And she said, well, you know, I have 2 other sons. I'm like, Mom, give them what they want. She goes away.
That's sweet.
She writes 22 stories about her mother. I'm not in any of them. So I had to publish the first 10,000 copies
It's
myself.
the best, yes.
Facebook bought him, and now we're off to
Well, you did great.
Bestseller.
It was a great son right here. But you know what I'm going to try and do now? I'm going to try and bring the interview back to you because I feel like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? I don't want you to get. I don't.
It's time. If we could just squeeze in a few seconds.
I was
to talk
just going to
about
say,
me,
man,
that
I don't
would
want you to
be-
think we're only
that would
interested
be
in your mom.
amazing.
We're all, you know, part of us are interested in you as well.
Right.
So we'll ask about, we got to talk about Dirty Jobs. I mean, like I mentioned, it's just one of those shows that you just start watching. You can't stop watching. You're so good at that. And like you said on the show, you make life, civilized life possible for the rest of us, all of these incredible people. But it inspired you to start the Mike Rowe Works Foundation. Tell us about that.
Well, it actually all started with my mom's father. My grandfather, Carl Noble, was a guy who lived next door to us growing up, a man who could take a combine apart and put it back together, build a house without a blueprint, take this watch apart. I mean, he could fix or repair anything. I was sure I'd follow in his footsteps. Tragically, the handy gene is recessive. So I didn't get the same toolbox he got.
I see.
He encouraged me to get a new toolbox. I got into entertainment. Flash forward many years later, my mother calls me. I was working for CBS at the time, hosting a show called Evening Magazine. And she said, Michael, you know, your grandfather, he's not going to be around forever. He's 90 years old. Wouldn't it be great, she said, if he could turn on the TV sometime before he died and see you doing something that looked like work?
She's also a comedian.
I'm not kidding. I went out that next day and started hosting Evening Magazine from sewers and factory floors and construction sites. That's how Dirty Jobs begun.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
To answer your question, 5 years later in 2008, the economy tanked, and I wanted to do something for jobs that existed that no one wanted. Mike Rowe Works was the foundation. Today it's a scholarship fund, and we've raised and distributed over $5 million for work ethic scholarships.
That's amazing.
It's really fantastic.
And these are important jobs. These are like the fabric of our country. What keeps our country going?
Well, look around this set. You know, the people who are here who make this show work.
Right.
The people who, so many people who labor out of sight are out of mind. And look, we can point our cameras at anything we want. On that show and on other projects I'm working with now, we try and tell stories that normally don't get told. We try and have a good time doing it. And we try to honor where we came from.
That's right.
And you
Oh,
do
yeah,
a
Mom,
great
Dads,
job of that. I mean,
Right.
and he's a busy man, everybody. Mike, thank you so much for meeting. I want to tell everybody at home, Mike also has a web series called Returning the Favor, where he travels the country looking to reward people who make a difference. He's a great guy. To find out how you can join the cause, search the Returning the Favor Effect on Facebook. And The Way I Heard It is available now wherever books are sold. Thanks so much, Mike.
Thank you.
May I just say I've never felt cleaner. Sitting here with you fine.
Yeah,
Well,
Mike, this
that's
job,
the way we roll here.
This
I
job
could-
isn't so dirty.
We'll
Not
see.
dirty at all.
Wait till you see what goes on behind the scenes when they say, oh, this place goes, oh, it's crazy.
Yes, please. All right. Thank you, Mike.